Hello everyone, welcome to this very special from home training here where we're gonna peel back what's happening in the economy right now. I'm doing this webinar from my house. I know a lot of you are sitting at home right now. You're watching the news, wondering who's gonna save you, wondering what's gonna happen over the next day, week, month here. And we've pulled together a lot of phenomenal research, talked with some of the biggest and smartest minds in the industry, and put together a very important market report and action plan for anyone who is actively investing in real estate or is smart enough to look at what's happening right now as the perfect time to get into real estate, because this is when the real money is made. Get ready to profit faster than any time in history by riding the 3 wealth waves created by the current economic anomalies. And it doesn't take a lot of money or experience to be able to position yourself to profit right here, right now. Now listen, this is a really tough time. I get it. You're going to the grocery store, you're seeing shelves wiped out. You're scrolling through Facebook, you're seeing people spread all sorts of information that they probably didn't even read, right? Everyone is worried. Everyone's dealing with what's happening right now in a different way. And we've all been affected. I've been affected. And I really hope that your families are safe and secure. And I'm going to be speaking very to the point here, very bluntly, making sure that you can take care of your family. Okay. So we are going to be talking about what's happening and how to profit in what's happening today, right? But my heart goes out to everyone that's been affected by this. I have some very close friends who are going through some tough times right now. So this is a very interesting time for the entire globe right now. And there are 2 types of people that are going to come out of this. And we're going to talk about those 2 types of people throughout this presentation. So I just want to make sure you can hear me. If you can hear me, go ahead and put it in the webinar box. I want to make sure the mic is good. All right. And again, guys, the landscape has completely changed. So there are going to be some things that we've touched on in past presentations during this presentation, but everything is different right now. With the stock market going crazy, there are all sorts of new opportunities right here, right now. During this market report, you're going to discover exactly what to expect from this market cycle. The psychology of hedge funds and private lenders. Many of you know that we facilitate more transactions in private money loans than any other company, maybe on the planet, to the tune of $5 billion a month. So we spoke with some of the biggest private lenders out there, hard money lenders, and some hedge fund managers that are buying 40,000 properties at a time. And we have some great information from them that we're going to share with you. The top markets for you to invest in based on what's happening. The 3 wealth waves post Covid-19, the best REI model in this new world. Top secret software developed for banks. I can't wait to show you this. And a brand new method called the slingshot method that only comes around every now and then, but this is when you can take advantage of this. Now, we're going to be going over a lot of market reports. We're going to be sharing a lot of different information with you. So in the screen right here, if you text webinar to 910-778-7600, we'll go ahead and send you the market reports. We'll send you the full studies of the things that we talk about. We're going to do some case studies as well. We'll send you the full case studies and a lot more information. So go ahead and write that number down right now as we go ahead and get ready here to jump right in. It's text webinar to 910-778-7600. I don't want you to miss any of this information. So let's go ahead and talk about who this webinar is for. It's for the active real estate investor. If you're out there in the field, if you're wholesaling, if you're micro flipping, if you're a buy and hold investor, if you're doing fix and flips, if you're developing, then this could be the most important call of this year and last year for you. So make sure to pay very close attention. Don't do anything else while you're on this call. All right, close your tabs. Pay attention right here. Pay attention. You owe it to yourself and your family. This is also to the studier and the newbie. For those of you who've been on the sidelines, if you haven't yet done a deal, this is a very exciting time because it's almost better to be completely new than to be an active real estate investor, right? You don't have any bad habits. You don't have any high overhead. I have to save the active real estate investors right now, but you're going to be able to get in the game right now and really ride that wave from wherever you are all the way to where you want to be. For real estate agents, this is not an audience we typically talk to, but if you're a real estate agent, you are very, very smart for being here right now because this greatly affects you. And we have some really cool shortcuts for real estate agents and some software that I think you're really going to love. Those looking for a side hustle. Maybe you've been on the sidelines for a while thinking about investing in real estate, right? this is the ultimate side hustle. Real estate is the number one side hustle out there. And because of new tech that makes it so you can do it literally from your phone, which is important in today's environment. You don't have to go out and meet people, shake hands. You don't have to leave your house or your couch. This is the ultimate side hustle at the absolute perfect time. So throughout this presentation, we're going to break down everything that's happening in the economy. And I'm also going to show you all of the best deals in your market and some really amazing software that points you to the best deals, helps you have confidence in those deals, and breaks down all the numbers so anyone can understand any deal at a glance in a second to make an investment decision. All right. You're also going to see all the active buyers in your market. We're talking about the landlords and the cash buyers and people who are fixing and flipping properties. And this is updated in real time. So no matter what's happening in the economy, there are always people that are purchasing investment properties, and you're going to get direct access to them directly on this call. And all of the private lenders in your market and anywhere you want to invest in real estate. Like I said before, we are the hub for non-bank lending in the real estate investing world. And we're going to connect you directly with the deals, the buyers, and the private lenders. This way you can survive and thrive in this market. And these are all things that are happening right now. Right now. All right. So this is really, we're going to break down your recession-proof 3-step business model here. After we show you everything that's happening and the direction the market's going, we're going to show you how to use brand new technology to find deals, to fund deals, to flip deals. And that's where you profit. And then you just repeat the process over and over and over again to make as much money as you need, as much money as you want to help stockpile that cash during these uncertain times. The whole economy is getting shaken up, and those that pay attention are really going to thrive. We talked about some of the software. I'm going to let you search this amazing software in your market. It's known as the pre-MLS, all the sources, all the deals before they hit the market. And actually, our software works directly with Alexa. Pretty cool, huh? This way you don't even have to touch the software. You can flip real estate and do everything I'm going to show you just by talking to the software. If you're on this call, if you're in real estate, you're in the right spot. Because we all know, we've all heard the stats, we've all read the reports, we've seen it somewhere that more millionaires are made in real estate than any other industry. So just by virtue of being in real estate, the odds are in your favor. The wind's to your back, right? That's why I got into real estate. I learned that most millionaires made their money through real estate, and I wanted to play the odds. So you're really smart for being here right now. But check this out. See how this puts the odds even more in your favor? Most millionaires are made during uncertainty, during uncertain times. Are you feeling a little uncomfortable? Do you know people who are feeling uncomfortable? Are you currently working a job? Anytime you're working a job, you are at the mercy of the person who has hired you. And the second things get uncertain, you're the first to go. So I don't know what's happening in your life out there. I don't know if you're secure, if you're in an industry that's immune currently to what's going on, but things are going to get shaken up. And the other wave is technology and real estate have collided. These two juggernaut industries have come together to make real estate investing easier and faster than ever before. The reason that's important is because you want to be able to get in and out of real estate very quickly right now. We're going to talk about the different business models and which ones make the most sense today, but speed is a key component of everything that we're going to do here. Taking advantage of the millionaire maker industry, which is real estate, at the perfect time. I'm sorry, if you guys don't, if this is the first time we met, I'm going to give you a little background on me here. But it's not just about me, it's about the Connected Investors organization. I've been investing in real estate since I was just 18 years old. And I am literally, I didn't realize this until just recently, I'm a recession millionaire. I made my first million because of when I started investing and how aggressive I was when everyone else was running away. I'm going to show you what you need to do today to have that same ride up. I'm an author. As a very successful young real estate investor, so many people would always ask me, hey Ross, how'd you do what you did? So I've wrote several books. We have a great podcast. It's called Exactly How. We break down all the different ways to invest in real estate. I was nominated by Entrepreneur Magazine as Emerging Entrepreneur of the Year. I won the REI Impact Award, and I'm the CEO of Connected Investors. But I'm not a guru. I don't speak from stage or sell coaching. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just not who I am or who Connected Investors is. We're a technology and a data company that helps real estate investors move fast and make smart decisions. Before all of this, life wasn't always this good. I suffered a life-altering injury at a very young age that changed everything. Early in my life, I was a rising BMX star. Look at this picture. I pulled that out of the archives. I spent all my time at the skate park thinking I was going to be a BMX superstar. And then I fell and I got really hurt. I twisted my ankle so far it broke my leg. When I picked up my leg, I could feel the weight of my foot on my skin, and I was in a cast for a little over a year. And when I came back, I wasn't winning contests anymore. Right? It was a really tough time for me. I didn't know what I was going to do. I had all my eggs in that basket, and they were all broken. So I took literally the first job that I could find at the time. That was a dumpster diver. Actually, I have someone help me with this webinar. Dave, can you go ahead and pull up the footage of me in the dumpster? Recently, I went back to some of the dumpsters that I used to have to crawl into. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Just to kind of tell the story about starting from absolutely nothing and kind of what we've done here. So a lot of you who've been following me around for a while, you've seen that story, but it was really tough. I didn't have any money. I didn't have any connections. I didn't have any idea how I was going to make it out of the dumpster. But I just reached a point in my life where I was literally in a dumpster, and I was like, life wasn't supposed to be like this, right? I made a commitment right there. I was going to pull myself out of what was going on. I read a book on investing in real estate, found out that 90% of millionaires made their money through real estate. I jumped right in. I realized this: everyone is self-made, but only the millionaires admit it. I was a self-made dumpster diver. So if you're going through a hard time right now, I've been there. I've literally been in the dumps before, and I'm going to show you how to get out of wherever you are to get to where you want to be, even in this market. Now, you might be saying, okay, Ross, I understand you're not a guru. What's the bigger reason that you're here? Right? And the real reason here is we need to move billions of dollars. It doesn't matter what's happening in the economy. I still have my goals to help you with your goals. And maybe you've seen this on Fox, but we push toward $100 billion of funding. And I want to push this as hard as I can, even in these uncertain times. So to get to this number, I need to get my money into the hands of individuals like you. And let me just be clear, it's not my money, it's our network's money. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to show you how to find amazing deals and profit in this market. We had to think outside the box. So by educating you and empowering you with the resources you need and the information you need in this market, we hope that you'll come to us when you need funding for a real estate investment. Okay, that's why we're here. So you'll see a few dates on the screen here. You'll see this one right here. It says September 17th, 2008. That was one of the last recessions. I dug into the archives. I want to go ahead and pull this video out for you. Take a look at this.
How you doing? I'm Ross Hamilton with Connected Investors, and I'm showing you a $19,855 assignment fee. That's not a rehab. There's really no work involved. I just received close to $20,000 for signing a contract. September 17th, 2008, what many people would consider to be in the middle of a recession.
I wanted to show you that I've done this during the Great Recession, and I've also done it all virtually before it was cool. I was traveling around, living all around the world, flipping real estate. So I started this game virtual. I could have been flipping deals virtually during the coronavirus back in 2008. Take a look at this video. You'll see this was published December 25th, 2008. Let's go ahead and play this.
And I am not coming to you from the United States. I'm coming to you from a quaint little town called Tennessee in Central America. So what I've accomplished while I've been here is I have sold 2 properties. I have another one under contract to sell, and I have 2 under option to buy. So I've done more in the last several weeks than a lot of people do all year. And I'm all the way across the world. I'm buying all these properties back in North Carolina.
So I play those 2 videos from back in the day just to show you that we've done this through a recession and come out on top. I've done this virtually without ever shaking anyone's hand, touching anyone, doing anything that you can't do necessarily in today's market. So I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in today's market, because it's even easier today than it was back in the day, but I was definitely one of the pioneers in this space. There's a tremendous amount of wind in your sails from this storm that's happening right here. Let's go over some of these economic anomalies right now. Interest rates are amazingly low, right? And that's good for you if you're a real estate investor. It's a great time to refinance. You can get more cash flow out of your rentals. Flipping, it makes houses more affordable. This way you can sell them for more, right? When interest rates are low, that's just money in your pocket. Money is pouring into safety. That's what's happening right here. We're going to talk about some different yield curves here shortly, but money is moving into safe investments, and real estate is one of them. And just because someone has a lot of money doesn't mean they know how to invest in real estate, which creates a tremendous opportunity for those of you that are on the line. But money is pouring into safety at a very, very fast level. There's a reduced access to materials. And this is really important because builders have really come in and kind of messed with the supply and demand curve. There's been so much money for them just to come in and just build as many houses as they can, as fast as they can. But builders will be slowed down. And that slowdown is good for a lot of different reasons. It drops inventory. Low inventory is a wonderful thing on so many levels. A vacation rental meltdown. Now, it's not all good. If you're in vacation rentals, you're in a really tough spot right now. But for real estate investors on the other side of this, these people might need to sell those vacation rentals at steep discounts. And the great thing is the big iBuyers have vanished. And they've just been dominating all of these huge markets. And they've put a stop on all of their buying. We're going to talk about that in a little while. And this creates a phenomenal opportunity. Here's the thing. The virus itself should pass fast. All right. We've seen clinics developing tests that give results in hours, not days. Italy was hit really hard. Now, I think that's because of the aging population. Or it could be because they like to kiss each other, right? Hey, I'm Italian. When I see my grandfather, we give a little kiss on the cheek. That type of interaction is going to spread any virus like this very, very quickly. And they also have, a much older population. Duke and several other are likely to announce a vaccine. Patients are recovering and they're back to life. And then newly recovered patients can actually treat others. So the good thing is this should pass really, really fast. And let's talk about the impact on real estate investors. Short-lived. The virus is going to pass. This right now, when you have this extra time to be thinking and planning, that's what this is. Cost of capital is lowered across the board and great buying opportunities. I was just speaking with an individual, breaking down all of the different types of buying opportunities that they see. One they see is divorces actually going up during all of this. Are any of you at home right now, quote unquote, stuck with your spouse? So often, you have the husband and the wife, they're busy, they get to see each other just for a little while here and there, go on a date night once or twice. Now they're stuck with the kids running around who aren't in daycare. They're having to learn how to be parents. It's tough. We're going to see a flood of divorces. That's just one of the little inside tips that we're getting from some of our data sources here. I speak with so many real estate investors and wannabe real estate investors because they said, I didn't have any time. Right? I don't have any time to figure out this whole real estate thing. Oh, Ross, I know you make it super easy with your software. It basically cuts down the time by like 90%, but I don't have the time. Waiting for a correction. Now, this was something when someone would bring this up, it was a semi-valid point until they heard how we do things at Connected Investors, what we're going to show you here. When you're buying at 50% of the value, you don't need a correction. If you're paying retail, you need to wait for a correction if you're going to pay retail because you want to get appreciation. And you were really smart to wait. If you were going to pay retail and you didn't want to invest in real estate, you were smart to wait because this is the time to jump in. But if you were a savvy Connected Investors using like our software or something like that, it doesn't matter what's going on with the market. You're buying at 50% below. Right? But if that was an excuse, that's out of your head. Too much competition. Valid concern. Valid concern between the Wall Street-backed iBuyers and every Tom, Dick, and Harry getting in there, trying to bid at the courthouse. It has been very, very challenging to find opportunities in the market. That's gone. Lack of funding. This is an excuse that people make in their heads when they just don't want to do it. Funding has never been easier to get, even after the coronavirus. This should never be an issue for anyone, no matter your experience level, no matter your credit rating. Real estate investing doesn't care about any of that stuff. They only care about the deal. Unmotivated sellers. Again, valid concern here. It has been challenging to find people that want to sell for 50, 60 cents on the dollar. So this is why people were on the fence. They did a little research and they said, I'm not quite sure. We're going to talk about each of these throughout the presentation, but all of these concerns, any of these reasons you were on the fence, have completely vanished because of the economic anomalies that are happening right now, to where you can become a recession millionaire, right? When I first started, I was a BMX rider who went dumpster diver and then made $1 million in real estate in a very short period of time. I had 50 rentals before I was out of college and sold them at the height of the market. It doesn't take an education, any license. It just takes some hustle. And what I had some fantastic timing. Now you get that as well. The biggest challenge pre-coronavirus was finding the deals. That was the biggest challenge. And that's why that has been the mission of Connected Investors for the last almost decade now. We solve that problem with our pre-MLS PIN software that I'm gonna let you demo and use on this call. That problem was completely solved. And our goal with that was to allow you to purchase properties at the 2011 pricing, 2011, 2012 pricing today. So you're talking about near double the equity there. That's what our software does. So it doesn't matter if the market's going up, down, left, or right. If you're able to buy at those steep discounts, you can make money. Does that make sense to you guys? There were some places that have been hit really, really hard. Let's talk about hospitality. That's 11% of all of the jobs. And in some markets, like Vegas, Orlando, Orange County, San Diego, so many areas in Florida, it's about 20% of the jobs that are just vanishing. Someone in my family is very, very high up at Marriott. All of the top executives at Marriott are not taking paychecks. Really, no one is going to be employed by Marriott here shortly. And that's just one example, but that hit home to me. That's part of my immediate family. Someone who had been working their way up the corporate ladder since the second they got out of college. Literally, the ladder just got taken away from them. Maybe it didn't happen to you today with this specific, scenario, but it could happen to you unless you have cash flow coming in from something reliable like housing. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen to you, it's just when. So international shipping, it's really, really tough. Mississippi River flows products all around the world, different ports in Southern California, New York, New Jersey, the Gulf Coast in Houston. Oil prices are half of what they were, in January. Horrible news for the Houston economy. These are the markets with some of the most opportunities right here, but I'm going to get a little more specific than that as well, because I want you guys to know exact cities, exact places. First and foremost, goodbye to the iBuyers. You'll see all these different articles that show these iBuyers have stopped purchasing real estate right now. They have to go back and adjust all of their buying algorithms. They need a stable market to be able to operate, but they were causing real disruption in a lot of markets. What's happened here really is you have a short time to go make a ton of money in real estate before the iBuyers come back. Here are the markets that have opened up that the iBuyers were just absolutely dominating. Atlanta, Austin, Charlotte, Dallas, Denver, Durham, Fort Worth, Houston, Las Vegas, Los Angeles. You can read what's on the screen here. All of these markets, Tampa, all over Arizona. These were some of the markets that were being dominated by these big iBuyers that have now opened up. And when you see the software that you're gonna have access to and see how you can cherry pick in any single market, location doesn't matter. We have a lot of people that don't even live in the US, never even set foot on US soil, that are going through the process we're gonna share with you here, and they're crushing it in so many different markets. What I did here is, right when this happened, I started calling up the big hedge funds. Individuals that were out there that were buying at scale. I'm gonna play a short clip of this interview I did. What I'm gonna do for you is, I don't have time to play the full interview, but as long as you text webinar to the number on the screen there, I'll make sure to send this to you, okay? So let's go ahead and listen to what he had to say. When I sent you a message this morning, I said, hey, are you still buying?
Yeah, absolutely, we're still buying. So we bought 40-some thousand houses in 18 months. Of that 40, I bought about 13,000 of those.
Yourself, your company, an iBuyer?
Not really. Actually, all the iBuyers are shut down as of today, right? But I would say that the only overlap is that we will certainly buy houses directly from, a traditional seller, a consumer seller, just like, most of your investors would. And anybody who's tied to Wall Street is definitely going to have a challenge continuing to buy in large volume. It creates a lot of opportunity in a vacuum for people that are smart. And so for most of the investors that are kind of in your world, I feel like this is a huge opportunity, right? It gets the major competition out of the way, but I would encourage, but get back in the market. For us, we'll just ride it out, right? We'll buy a good deal. And as long as rents don't compress, which I don't feel like they will, they haven't historically in recession, we're going to be just fine.
If deals come across your desk, you have the ability to purchase them.
Yeah, we probably put 15 under contract today.
You hear what he said at the end there? He did 15 deals today. Purchased 40,000 properties, 13,000 from him. And he is like, hey, now is the time. Stay hungry, stay humble. Absolutely. When this whole shakeup first happened and the iBuyers went away and opportunity finally opened again, it felt like a big tree falling in the forest that has been taking all of the light, right? A big tree falls, light comes in, new vegetation can grow. So there's an opening right here to set yourself up for explosive growth and get ahead of the market. You just need the right strategy. So now we're going to go over the strategies and talk about how each of them play a role in the economy today, what's happening. Because now you have the time, or you finally decided it's important enough to make the time. You were waiting for the correction. Okay, great, that happened. Too much competition. All right, there you go. Lack of funding, we have that solved. Unmotivated sellers, they're gone. So there's really no reason for you not to go all in right here, right now. And chances are you don't have any time to waste. You got to make this work. So here's how you make money in real estate: buying and renting, fixing and flipping, and also wholesaling, quick flipping. And we'll talk about what's happening to wholesaling in this market as well. So fixing and flipping. So this is when you find the property. We're going to show you how to do that. How to contact and contract. All right, we're going to show you how to find the contact data of every single property owner around the United States. We have it all. We have your contact data, your neighbor's contact data, all of it. You're going to get access to it here. The contracts, we have all the contracts, can all be done virtually. How to fund the property. We know all of the lenders that are still funding properties and are aggressively expanding. How to fix the property up and sell the property to a retail buyer. What's the average profit per flip? Near $60,000. That's a lot of guacamole, right? How many of those deals do you need right now to help give you some air to breathe? How many of those deals do you need to pay off your house? Not many. Just one of those deals is a life changer. If you're renting properties, this is same process, except you're just renting the property. Most people that rent properties, they overpay for their properties. Don't do that. Don't pay retail for your rental properties. You can't afford to do that anymore. It's a recipe for disaster in this market, okay? Now let's talk about quick flipping. So quick flipping, otherwise known as wholesaling. This is when you find the property. No matter what you're doing, you got to find the property. Be good at that. Be good at finding the property. It's like the most important thing to be good at. Contact the owner and get it under contract. Again, we're going to give you all the contact data and all the contracts. You don't have to fund the property. You don't have to fix the property. Then you don't even sell the property. You just sell the contract to a landlord or a flipper. Average profit is about $5,000 to $15,000 or more. Now we have people that make $85,000 or more on a wholesale. It is very fast, next to no risk if you do it properly, and it's a way to generate very, very fast cash right now. Based on the facts, based on these economic conditions that you couldn't manufacture if you tried. All of these things that are lining up perfect for real estate. Stay away from vacation rentals. Whenever these big hotels, whenever they come back, their rates are going to start very, very low. They're all racing to the bottom with rates, and it's going to take them years to get their rates back up. So if you have vacation rentals or Airbnbs, you're going to have to adjust your pricing down because the big hotels out there are going to have very, very low prices. Slim margin deals. No room for slim margin deals. Fat margins. That's what you want. All right. Wholesaling, renting, and fix and flip. In that order. Wholesaling is by far the best, fastest, most fluid model for you, no matter what's happening in the economy. Renting, right now, with interest rates really low, with housing shortages there, and builders not being able to build like they were before, renting is a fantastic model for right now. Fix and flipping, just make sure you're buying at a better margin and you have all of your contractors lined up and you can get in and out very, very quickly. And the model here that we're going to be sharing with you is getting these deals at 40, 50% of market value. And when you find a slam dunk deal, a really good one, here you go. Michael Jordan, bam, look at that. You save the fix and flips for the big monster deals, the deals where you can make $100,000 or more in profit, where there's huge margins. Then you do the fix and flip. But right now, you're wholesaling for quick cash flow. If you can, you're buying and renting and holding on, and then you're fix and flipping the big deals right here. And actually, fun fact, Michael Jordan grew up in my hometown. Don't be lazy. And when I say don't be lazy, don't buy deals that aren't huge deals and start wholesaling. Right? I know a lot of you guys just wanted to swing your hammers and whatnot, and girls. It's time to switch your business model right now. You need to be heavily wholesaling and renting right now. Don't be lazy. You can't afford to, okay? So the perfect strategy for right now has social distancing, can be done from home, all upside potential, works in any location, works in all market cycles, and you can profit within 2 to 4 weeks. It's not wholesaling. You just said, Ross, what? You just showed me wholesaling. No, I get that. It's not wholesaling. It's micro flipping. Let's break down what micro flipping is, and I'll show you the difference between micro flipping and wholesaling. All right, so what does micro flipping mean? Maybe you've seen the crazy video that we launched that showed a drone going out there flipping properties. It was measuring houses, making offers, and that's really the future of micro flipping. We'll get there one day. But what micro flipping means, actually, let me tell you what it doesn't mean. It does not mean low dollar deals, right? We're not talking about doing $10,000 or $15,000 houses in junker areas. It doesn't mean small profits. We have micro flippers that are making $85,000 per deal. The word micro is all about the amount of time it takes to complete a deal. So from start to finish, a handful of text messages or emails, a week or so. It's just fast, fluid, easy, repeatable business model. That's what micro means. It works in any market. So earlier I showed you all of these different markets around the United States. And you're like, well, I'm not in any of those markets. I get that, right? And everyone always wants to start in their backyard. And if you feel comfortable doing a deal in your backyard first, I get that. That's just a self-limiting belief. This works in any market around the United States when you have the data. We're going to talk about the data in a little while, and it creates fast cash flow. So that's micro flipping. You might be saying, Ross, it sounds like wholesaling. There are some aspects that are similar to wholesaling in that you're selling the contract, but how you do it is completely and totally revolutionized. You know, wholesaling is really for those that don't know any better. They never found micro flipping. It's for the educated investor. All right. So this is the difference between wholesaling and micro flipping. When most people say the word wholesaling, just in your head, just replace it with micro flipping, because with the information you're getting on this call and the data you're going to have shortly here, you'll have all that. And, you know, wholesaling is like the old days of buying and selling at the stock market, right? People fighting over deals, and micro flipping is all point and click easy. All right. So with this new advancement and everything that's happening in the economy, you might be asking, all right, Ross, how can I find properties at half price, at 50%? How can I micro flip without a buyer's list? And how do I fund these slam dunk deals? So micro flipping is a low risk way to do deal after deal in your spare time, right? And you can do it all virtually from home. Remember, in the video I showed you when I was in Panama, South America, I was flipping deals from all the way across the world back in 2008, 2009. Now, what I'm going to do here is we have full case studies that I'm going to give you of individuals who are micro flipping. They're using strategies that work right now in this market. I'm going to give you the full case studies because I'm only able to show you like 5, 10, 15 seconds of each of these. Make sure to text webinar to the number below. Let's go ahead and see what Thomas has done.
Hey Connected Investors team, this is Thomas Hillgardner. It's been about 8 months and just wanted to give you all an update on how my progress has been and what's been going on with my team. I've now closed over 34 deals. I've got 20 under contract. We're net profiting around $20,000 a deal. That's in 24 different states. Just super excited about it. I couldn't have done it without you guys, and wanted to give you a shout out and say thank you again for all that you did, and looking forward to more. Thanks.
I mean, I love this story. And maybe you've seen some of the videos we put out about Thomas. We constantly follow up with him because I've seen his whole life transform, the advantages he can give his family, the cash flow he created to where he's able to push through times of uncertainty. You know, again, Thomas, congratulations on all your success. I'm looking forward to your success story. Maybe you can be as successful as Thomas. Actually, you can be more successful than Thomas because you're starting at a better time. So I'm going to show you some other things here and break down a business model here. And I know I'm a little late in the presentation for this, but I want to go over some house rules because this is really important to say before I show you these cutting edge techniques and some of the secret software that the banks are using and some other inside information here. This is not get rich quick, right? I know you're saying, well, Ross, you just showed me Thomas. He got rich quick. You're saying this is the time to get rich quick. I get that. That's the advantage of being in real estate. That's the advantage at this market. But what I'm really saying is that it's not effortless earnings. You have to actually do things, okay? If you work the data, if you work the information works. If you don't, nothing's going to happen, all right? My results and the results of Thomas and some of the other case studies, are not typical. I don't talk with everyone. People reach out to us and they say, Ross, I'm crushing it. And I'm like, great. Let's jump on the phone. I talk to so many of our members. But you have to actually implement things to get results. But, again, you can exceed my results. And there's no sneaky or misleading methods that are going to be taught here. And this is really important because there's a lot of people that are going to be in financial distress. All right. I would hate to empower someone that's taking advantage of other people. There's going to be a lot of money made right now, and just make sure to be conscious, be a conscious entrepreneur. And I'm going to show you some ways to find properties. I'm going to do a cool demo here shortly, but not everyone's going to want to sell at a discount. So I don't want you to be under the impression that every single deal that you see inside the software, they're just going to want to give you their property. Right? But it only really takes one to change the trajectory of your financial future. And once you have this trade under your belt, there's no looking back. You're never going to go back to doing someone else's dirty work. You're going to be creating work, creating stability for you and your family, creating stability for other people's, because we all know people that are hired for jobs, when times get tough, they're the first to go. All right. So this is going to be your last chance for this. I've mentioned this a few times. Go ahead and text webinar to 910-778-7600. I'll make sure you get the slides, replay with pause, fast forward, rewind, articles, full case study, the hedge fund full interview. You're definitely going to want to see that. The top questions that you guys I see some questions coming in, and I'm going to trying to answer them as I'm talking here. But if I can't get to all of it, because this is running a little bit long, I'm going to make sure to answer all of those. You'll get that, and you're going to get future economic updates and how it plays into real estate. So right now, as I take a sip of my water here, go ahead and send us a text so we can make sure to get that to you. Give us about 48 hours. All right, we're gonna have to pull this all together. Here we go. So we talked about the 3 steps here. We're gonna talk about the acquisition, which is finding deals. So I'm gonna show you how to find grade A deals, which is all marked. See that beautiful image there, the software there? It's the deals that are the best are just marked, saying, hey, go get this deal. And actually, as a matter of fact, the deals also show you who's gonna buy them and who's gonna fund them in case you want to fix and flip or buy and hold. All right, we're also going to show you how to make your offers virtually so you can do it from home, traveling around the world, how to work in any market from home. You'll see some of our members don't even live in the US, and how to buy way, way below the current market value, right? So you're never stuck with anything. This is not the time to do slim deals. You cannot go to the MLS right now. Things will not be okay if you're banking on appreciation. You have to buy at deep discounts. Don't want anyone to leave this webinar, to leave this training, thinking that they can do things the old ways. All right, real estate fact. There's only one way to get a good deal. Does anyone know that one way? Financial motivation. Do you think anyone's going to have any financial motivation right now? This is true in every market cycle. That's why it was so hard to get a deal like before all this. It was really, really tough to find people that were motivated, but our software was doing it, and people were making millions of dollars. Sad but true. Most Americans have less than $1,000 in savings, and 20% don't have a savings account at all. Even while things were great, people weren't able really to get ahead because they were working for someone else, or they weren't educating themselves really in the right way. They weren't taking action. Maybe you're in this boat, and you're like, man, I got to do something now. All right. And this is really what's happening here. It'll bankrupt more people than it kills. And that's a huge emergency. People will want to sell that house they inherited, that piece of land they've been holding on to. They'll want to free up equity in any way possible. Part of the software we offer is websites. we've seen over a 5% spike in leads coming through our members' sites just right after this whole thing happened. And I expect that to get up to about 15%. So it is growing. You get to help people while making a fortune. There are people out there that are literally going to be praying for you in all markets around the United States. The iBuyers are gone. Help these people sell the properties so they can take care of their family. While you're building wealth, you get to do this. How many industries can you get into where you get to really help people, provide a service that it could be literally life-saving, and you get to benefit as well? So many people, they think, once I'm rich, then I'll help people. No. Help people every day. It's really all about PIN. You're going to be able to see all of these opportunities. It's referred to as the pre-MLS. It's like the MLS is big brother, right? The MLS has all listed properties. This has all the properties with potential motivation. So there are way more properties in the pre-MLS than there are in the MLS. At any time, there are about 2 million properties listed in the MLS. There's 137 million properties total. We go through all 137 million every day to find the ones that might want to sell at deep discounts, and we deliver those to you based on your locations every single day. It's one login for everything, and we've just developed what's called easy mode. We've made it even easier than it has been in the past. And if you already have PIN, hang on here, because you're going to see the new version of PIN shortly, which I was not planning on releasing for several months, but I had to do it. I didn't even announce in any email copy or any webinar pages. So if you don't have PIN, get excited. But if you do have PIN, hang in there because you're going to see 4.1. So before I show you this amazing software, I have to let you see what Ray did, because he's 81 years old. I'm going to show you some awesome software, and I don't want you to think you have to be technologically savvy to use anything I'm going to show you. Let's listen to what Ray had to say.
I've done about 50 rehabs of just regular site-built houses, and then I sort of got older and I couldn't do what I wanted to do, but I bought the pen when it first came out, and every year you're getting better at the way to get information that I need to do hunt properties. It ain't a whole lot to put the contract together on a property and then flip it to an investor. That's fairly simple. Without this, it would take 2 or 3 times as much time to do it. Just one day a week, do this research and then just do the calling and all that kind of stuff. If I did 10 a year, that's $50,000.
Great job, Ray. I mean, I absolutely love this because our software kind of is helping him survive in some ways, right? He can't get around anymore. So he can sit at home and micro flip properties and make money and help people at the same time. It's really the ultimate win-win. I love following up with Ray. He's an awesome individual, and I'm excited to see his progress. What this really shows is real estate doesn't care how old you are. It doesn't care where you were born, your race, your gender. It just cares that you do it. And because you're doing it right now in this climate, you're going to have that wind to your back. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a demo of the software that shows you how to pinpoint all of these fantastic deals. And then after that, I'm going to let you use the software so you can search your market. This is previously recorded. Let's go ahead and pull it up.
Okay, here it is, guys. You've been waiting for it. I'm going to give it to you. And remember, really soon, I'm going to let you search your market right after I do this demo. Because I know not everyone lives in Orlando, Florida. But if you do, you're in luck. Because look at all of these deals. I mean, look at the O in Orlando, right? Like really lean into your screen. You see that number right there? 627. That's how many potential opportunities exist right here. If you're in Orlando, it's right under your nose, but you can't see them until you're using PIN V4. 627 opportunities. How many of those deals need to sell for you to get to your next step in life? For you to get your $60,000 check? Just 1 out of 627 people. It only takes 1. And you have so many opportunities right here. You can keep spinning the wheel until you find the right deal for you. Now, I know there's a lot of opportunities here, and you might be saying, Ross, this is a bit overwhelming. Which deal do I focus on? That's what PIN does best. Let me go ahead and show you this real quick. So you can go right into your filters, and let's take a look at these. You can say, hey, listen, I only want properties between a certain value, right? If you're looking for, bread and butter houses, you can say, I only want people that have a house of a certain size. So you also have property types. You have residential properties.
These are your bread and butter homes, right? You have multifamily. So if you're interested in buying properties that cash flow 1 to 4 units, you hit this button right here and you'll see all of the multifamily deals. Now, we just recently added apartment complexes. For those of you who want to get into commercial real estate investing, you want to go real big, you can jump in and see all of the apartment complexes with motivation or without motivation in any city across the United States. And there's some really cool searches and sorts you can do to find the best apartment complexes. Now, here are all the different deal types that you're getting access to with PIN V4. You're going to get the vacant properties. These are all the properties that are just sitting there on the side of the road, waiting to be flipped either by you or someone else. You also have the pre-foreclosures. These are individuals who are in some sort of financial distress. They need to do something now. And there's always great opportunities with pre-foreclosures. All of the courthouse deals. Individuals who lost their house to foreclosure because you didn't contact them and buy it ahead of time. Now the courthouse is auctioning them off. You can get in the know. So you know exactly when all of the deals are being auctioned off. And because you have this data, you can go to the pre-foreclosures and say, listen, I know your court date is in 2 or 3 weeks. We got to do something now. It's great data to have. You also have your bank-owned properties. You have your shadow inventory. Remember, these are the properties that nobody knows about. They are bank-owned properties that are vacant and not listed. A tremendous opportunity. We have zombie properties. These are the ones our members refer to as hotcakes. They're in pre-foreclosure and they're also vacant. So the owner has packed up and left. They're in financial trouble. The only thing between you and a check with a zombie property is contacting the individual. And I'm going to show you exactly how to contact the individuals. Probate properties. These are a fantastic lead source. When someone inherits a property, as long as it's not necessarily the other spouse, the next order of business is always to sell the property. You have for sale by owners. These are people who raised their hand and said, yes, I want to sell. But what we do inside PIN, so you're not wasting your time, is we're only showing you for sale by owners that have some sort of financial motivation. That's really nice. We also have CI marketplace deals. These are the wholesale deals that other wholesalers and or micro flippers are trying to sell. Sometimes there's enough meat on the bone for you to make some money as well. And we have online auctions. All the online auction sites, the ones that you know about and the ones that you don't know about, are all consolidated right here. This is one view of the entire industry, so you can pinpoint the exact properties you want. We have property grades, so you can find those slam dunk deals. You want properties that just have 50% equity or 40% equity? Great. You can sort by equity, so you can see just the best deals first and work your way backwards. Listing status. You have listed properties. You can, every now and then, find a good deal that is listed, but it's usually a waste of time, but not with PIN, because we pinpoint the best listed properties. And a lot of people, they just check this box and they'll go through and they'll look for all the listed properties that have equity and they'll just make lowball offers, right? They can say, hey, I'm looking for listed properties that have been listed for a long time that have a lot of equity. And they'll just rapid fire make offers and they'll scoop up deals. But the only reason it's worth their time is because they know the seller could sell at a lowball price. You can't lowball people. If I owe $150,000 on my house and you offer me $100,000, I can't sell it for that price unless the bank agrees on it, which is a short sale. But with PIN, you can find just the people who could sell for a low price. I hope that's making sense to you, right? Because it's a game changer. Also, off-market properties. Remember, this is where 99% of the deals will happen. Off-market, before it hits the MLS markup machine, before the seller has to pay all of these huge fees. If you're selling through an agent, there's a fee for this, a fee for that. There's all these rules and regulations. That's why off-market is always best. And like we talked about, like the big hedge funds, like the big micro flippers do, is they look for properties that are in need of minor repairs. That's really important. All right. So you can just check this box and say, I only want to see the deals with minor repairs. Out-of-town owners. This is just a fantastic indication of motivation, right? Because if they don't live in the town and they inherited a property, then it's a good opportunity to sell. Well, maybe we'll do that search in a second. We also have age leads. These are pre-foreclosures that have been sitting there for a long time. There's some financial motivation there, but they're just kind of in limbo. Great people to reach out to and contact. You never know kind of where they are in their head and their cycle. So we also have deals that are not in foreclosure. So you can basically say, hey, I just want to see deals that are not in foreclosure in these areas. Anyway, we give you all the different ways to slice and dice the data. So let me just go ahead and give you an example, because I know when I showed you this list right here, right? I mean, look at this, thousands of properties, and it only takes one. You might be saying, all right, Ross, this is great, right? Because we're sifting through the 137 million off-market properties to find just the best ones. But what do I do today, right? Where do I focus my time, energy, and effort? Well, there's a lot of automation behind that you can do, especially with our integrations. But let me go ahead and show you what you might want to do tomorrow morning when you start using this. So I'm going to go ahead and look for probate properties that are grade A and B. Sure, I already have that marked. And are off market and have a out of town owner. So translation, these are deals that someone has inherited that are not yet for sale, and the person who inherited the property lives out of town. What do they have to do with that property? At some point, after they get done through the grieving process, they have to sell that property. And it's either going to be to you or to someone else. So let me hit show me the deals. All right, here we go. We have some great opportunities. Let's take a look at this property right here. So here you go. It's a probate property with about $33,000 in potential opportunity there. And let's say you saw this deal and wanted to buy it. All you have to do is hit the get funding button, and we match you directly up with a private lender. You don't have to send direct mail out to a private lender or beg, borrow from anyone else. You just hit this get funded button, and bam, you're talking with a private lender for this specific deal in seconds. Let's go ahead and zoom in here and find some other properties to look at. Here we go. And let's see what this one is. So here we go. Let's take a look at this one. Now this one right here, you might be saying, Ross, how much do they owe on this property? This person owns this property free and clear. So there is a potential $188,000 in potential equity. It's not listed. This person inherited the property 268 days ago. Sitting here for 268 days, you don't know what this person is thinking until you reach out to them. And because we're giving you the contact data, you can go ahead and reach right out to them. So this is just one of the many types of searches you can do inside PIN to pinpoint the best deals. So you can take those 6, 7, 800 potential opportunities and say, which 5 or 10 opportunities am I going to work on today? And bam, you're working on deals. And remember, how many does it take? It takes just one. And let's say this is a search that you really like. All you have to do is hit the save search button. And remember, that type of search will go right into your notifications. This way, anytime a property hits that exact filter, which is an out-of-town owner, probate, and a lot of equity, bam, you get a notification right to your email inbox saying, hey, there's a great deal here. You might want to reach out to the individual. Is that starting to make sense on how easy it is? It's almost like after you set this up, you just check your email inbox and you have opportunities coming to you each and every day. And for the power users, for the big guys out there, you can hit this integrations button and have this data flow into any other system that you use. So here we go. Let me go ahead and just search another market. Let me search Phoenix, Arizona. So I see a lot of you guys are asking for Phoenix. So great, here we are in Phoenix, Arizona. And again, lean into the screen right there, 1,038 potential deals right there that you can start working. And remember, every single day when you look at these numbers, the numbers will be different because new deals are added every single day. Actually, it's Monday through Friday is when all of our data updates, okay? So every Monday through Friday when you log in, you'll see new deals. And remember, you can hit list view, you can pull up the list and sort right through all of the information. And you'll see, again, lots of contact info here as well. And what I want to point out here is you can go right into Phoenix and again, hit the filters. And let's go and take a look at the landlords and flippers. Let's see some of the flips that have happened in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm just going to zoom in. Gosh, people are making a lot of money in Phoenix, Arizona. I mean, 36 flips just in this one little block right here. Let's go ahead and take a look at how much money people are making. Catherine made $25,000. We have Joseph. He made $43,000 in gross profit. Let's click on this flip right here. This person made $25,000. So these are potential buyers that you could reach out to when you're micro flipping. Really cool information there. Now,
I want to show you one thing that's really important for anyone who doesn't have massive systems in place for their business already. You can go right into your workroom, right? You can add properties right into a workroom. And when you click this little icon on the top of the screen, this is the next step tech. It walks you through each and every step from a lead to an inspection, to an offer, to a closing, to a listing. And when you look at these, each of these have all of the next steps that you need to do directly within this deal. So you can go right into the inspection tab and you can say, yep, I got all that set up. Next steps, boom, move it to the next step, right? You're making offers, you have closings. There are different types of closings. And you can hit closing and you can say, hey, it's a fix and flip, a buy and hold, a dual closing, an assignment fee. All of your information is organized and stored for you right here. So this is the next step tech that walks you through absolutely everything from sorting and finding the deal all the way to closing the deal, either micro flipping it, fix and flipping it, or if you want to do a buy and hold. This is your full deal flow management. Look, you can see right where you are on each of the steps, where there's one login to find all the deals, to fund all the deals, and to work all your deals from a lead to the inspection, to the offer, to the closing, to listing, to resell it. Look how easy that is. You can have your own tags. When you open up each of these steps, you can see all the information about the deals and it tells you exactly what to do next. And it's all customizable. So this is your dashboard, or as we like to call it, your cashboard that walks you all the way through deals. You can also upload your own files. There's integration and you can create all of your own rules and logic right in here and even collaborate with your team. This is the next step tech that we're going to give you for free for the life of your PIN account. This is still in the early phases. The initial feedback was fantastic, but you're never going to have to pay a cent for this. And this is how you stay organized through all of your deals. Could you see yourself using something like this? Would something like this help you do one more deal, 2 more deals, 10 more deals? Let me ask you a question. Can you imagine competing against someone that has access to this type of data on demand, 24/7, 365? I mean, folks, I'm looking at the comments here and I can tell you guys are absolutely blown away. If you've been in real estate before and you've been trying and failing, feeling like you're pushing a boulder up a hill, it's because you were trying to do all of this manually. You were trying to find information manually. You were trying to find the sellers manually. You were trying to find their contact information manually. And with each of those manual steps, it cost so much money that it was costing you more money than it was going to be worth. But now with this, it's all fast and fluid and easy. And you're in the game the second you have this. You can literally just set a few hours a week aside, jump into this, and over the course of a year, your whole life transforms because you have access to information that nobody else has. Very few people have access.
How many of you on the line right now, is this your first time seeing a demo like that? Maybe you've seen maybe you've been a member of Connected Investors for a while. You've been on the Exactly How podcast. A good friend told you about Connected Investors, a guru, an educator. Maybe you saw someone using it. But if this is your first time seeing that, go ahead and put it in the webinar box, because when I sit down and show this to people side by side, sometimes their jaw literally falls on the table because they didn't think stuff like that was possible. Real estate investing has been so fragmented because people profit off the inefficiencies. Real estate agents do not want you to have this software. We had to fight really, really hard and pay millions of dollars. For those of you who have been with us for a while, maybe you already have PIN, maybe you had it in the past, right? For a little while, you don't have it anymore. Let me go ahead and show you some of the stuff that we're doing with Advanced Mode 4.1. This is really going to play a huge role in what's happening in the economy right now. You'll see in Advanced Mode, there are all sorts of new ways to slice and dice the data that have never been available before. So you can now say, hey, I'm looking for a house that's between 50 to 75,000, 2 bed, 1 bath, built this year with a carport, has 50% equity. The owner put 10% down. The interest rate's 7%. They've owned it for 5 years, and it is a 2-story new construction house with light repairs. Oh my gosh. That's like filtering through so much just to find the types of deals that you or your buyers want, right? And you can say, you know what? I want the property to be owned by a vet. We get that detailed. An investor, a person, a company, a bank, a vet. There are a lot of people, they're in the service, and then they get deployed somewhere else, and they buy a property there, and they have another property they want to sell. So you can literally look for all the properties that are owned by a vet that are out of state. Now, this means they're out of the service. They're not in the service anymore. So they've retired from the service. They have a property that they own out of state. There's a chance they want to get rid of that. Interesting things you can do here. If you're an advanced investor, you're like, I never thought of that. That's just one of the things you can do. All right. People that had a previous hardship, people that were in foreclosure, people that just because they've pulled their house out of foreclosure today doesn't mean they don't have financial issues. Those are people worth reaching out to. Right. Investor type. Okay. Maybe you say, hey, I'm looking for a company that's out of town, that's a landlord that bought a house with cash. There you go. You can find those individuals. You can click this button and only find properties that are owned by senior citizens. You can see credit, income, and if it has contact data available. So you can really slice and dice this information in ways that have never been available before. So what you just witnessed here from the demo I gave you and some of the advanced features there, and that's just a portion of what's coming live with 4.1, is how to find off-market deals, houses, multifamily, apartment complexes, and land. So we have you covered. No matter what your strategy is, no matter what you want to buy and hold, you can do it here. On-market deals. You can easily find and make offers on on-market deals. Usually a waste of time to go through the MLS. But what you can do is say, show me all of the deals that are listed that have 50% equity. And then you can just see exactly how much they're owed, and you can just make a bunch of offers on those properties to find the motivation right there. A lot of people like on-market more than off-market because it's actually easier. Off-market, you have to actually contact the owner and work a deal. On-market, you have inside information now. You know they're listed. You know they have equity. You can see if they have motivation, and you can just make low-ball offers. And it's an easy way to get deals. You don't have to talk to anyone. Nothing special, right? Property values. You can see what the value is and how much to offer. You can see all the active flippers and landlords. These are your buyers, right? And we have something really cool coming up. We're going to show you that we've taken that to a whole new level. Free skip tracing. Nobody else does this for obvious reasons because it's really, really expensive. But you can easily just press the button and get property owners' contact info. Integrations and exporting. So you can pull the data in and out of this however you want. You can have the data flow out of our system directly into your CRM, directly into a text system, directly into an email system, right? This data can go anywhere. You can say when there's a new probate house with an out-of-town owner in Phoenix, Arizona, send it to my ringless voicemail system. And we automatically dial those people, and there you go. And you also get next step technology. So whether you're a new investor, if you're a new investor, this is a godsend here, right? But a lot of experienced investors are very unorganized. They can't collaborate with their teams. So now every single step of the way, you know exactly what to do and know exactly where you are. So there's things that are included we didn't show you. We have direct mail software. So yes, you can easily just press a button and send direct mail. All of the best direct mail pieces are in there. Contract software. We have contracts for literally every state. It walks you through them like the Microsoft clip. It's like having someone look over your shoulder, walking you through every contract you ever need. It also has things in there like with prenups. It has LLC creation. All that stuff is all in there in the contract software. Automated text messaging and email. I mentioned that. Websites. Right? People can visit your website and get a cash offer. All the calculators you need, private lenders, and buy boxes we're going to talk about. So that's what's included that we didn't show you. So what I want you to do now is I want you to search and enroll, because this is when the real money is made. You're going to be able to profit faster than any time in history by riding the 3 wealth waves created by the current economic conditions. Before you do, I want to remind you what our bigger reason is here. We want to deliver you everything you need to find deals. So when you want to either fix and flip or buy and hold the deals, you come through our funding portal, our funding resource, and give us a shot at your loan. Because we're going to give you such a huge discount on all of this stuff, bundle it all together, make it so affordable that anyone that wants to do it can do it, that we're literally banking on you coming to us when you need funding. There's not much of an economic gain when you make the investment in the software here. It's all on the funding. We've completely and totally disrupted that industry. We want to keep disrupting that industry. All right. So as long as you're okay with that, again, just a virtual handshake, then we'll move forward here. My CFO and I had a long, heated conversation about this free bonus that we're going to throw in here today. It's free skip tracing. This means that you can find the email and the phone number, the cell phone number of many, many property owners. So you can do this all through text and email. All right. He wanted to charge, $1 or $2 every time you wanted to skip trace. I said, no, we want to fuel the funding side of our business. If people can't contact people, they can't get the deal done. So for a small test group, the people that are on this line, we're giving free skip tracing. I had to put a box around it, $20,000 a month. Okay. I hope that's a big enough box. You can skip trace 20,000 people a month for free because you're here on this special webinar. What that means to you is there's no direct mail cost. But listen, here's how I use skip tracing. I skip trace inside the software. I press a button. It's instant, right? Yes, either yes or no. If there's no phone number, because not every property is going to have a phone number and email address, or if the phone number and email address is incorrect, right? Doesn't matter who you use, you're always going to run into that. Then I add that to my direct mail list and I direct mail those people, right? So I use the software to find the best deals. I go through, I try to call first. If I can't, I drop them into direct mail. That's the way to do it. You don't have to do it that way, but that's how we teach it. There's also no waiting. It's instant skip tracing. Direct mail, you have to send and wait and wait and wait and wait. And if you just Google how much does skip tracing cost, you'll see this right here. $10 a pop, right? Here you go. $10 per search. No guarantee the phone number is right. That adds up very quick. This is why wholesaling the old way doesn't work. Because if you have to pay that money, it's going to eat up all your profits before you even get a deal. If you have to spend $5,000 on direct mail to get one deal you make $5,000 on, that's not getting you anywhere. That's why micro flipping is so much better than wholesaling, right? And then if you can get it cheap. I have had people on webinars say, Ross, I can get skip traces for 3 cents. Okay, I get that. But you got to pay $499 per month up front, right? $1,000 a month up front to get that done. So you're more than welcome to spend $1,000 a month, get your skip chases down to 2 cents. But let me just explain this. Even if you go with another service, you have to find the deals in our system or another system, export them, then import them into a different system, and it never lines up correctly. There's always an issue. And then it will prepend the ones that are matches. Then you have to re-import them back into another system. You're stepping over dollars to pick up pennies here, right? I just wanted to let people know just how frustrating it is to go out and buy a list and try to do something with the list. You can't see the property. The list gets outdated the second you have it. It's a complete waste of time. We do it all for you right here in one package. So again, just a little disclosure, not all properties inside our software or any software will have contact data. Not all contact data is accurate, okay? So if you hit one that's not accurate, you know what you do? You call the next one. That's it, you move on. And sometimes if you call people up or send them an email, they might say, hey, how do you get my contact data? Don't worry, we have all of those scripts for you. All right, you guys ready to use the software to search it? I'm gonna let you search your market and I'm gonna let you go ahead and enroll and purchase the software that's gonna literally just get you to the 5-yard line on all of the deals to where all you have to do is just pick up the ball, take a few steps and make money in this market or any market. A way to recession-proof your income for you to profit while everyone else is going to perish. So all you have to do is visit connectedinvestors.com/webinar. On that page, you can search your market, see how many potential deals there are, and you get a complete breakdown of everything we're giving you on this webinar. You'll see there are webinar-only bonuses for a handful of people. So you can tap a button and put your name and email address in, and it will tell you if the bonuses are still available, right? There are more people on this webinar than we can enroll in this program. So if you're interested, make sure to go there right now and make the investment. It's connectedinvestors.com/webinar. What I'm going to say right here is very important for anyone who is currently a PIN member and you want the 4.1 upgrades. All right. So listen, if you want the 4.1 upgrade, at no additional cost. All you have to do is move from a monthly subscription to an annual subscription, and you'll get 4-1 at no cost. And we're even going to give you your free real estate investing websites, right? So connectedinvestors.com/upgrade. This is just for people that have already enrolled in PIN and want to move from a monthly subscription to an annual subscription, and we'll give you some upgrades and additional bonuses. We want the people that are planning on being with us for a while, we want to go ahead and reward them. So we're going to give you websites that we normally charge $97 a month for. You're going to get them for free, and you're going to get access to all of the 4.1 without having to spend thousands and thousands of dollars for all this information. So everyone else, connectedinvestors.com/webinar. If you're already a member with us, connectedinvestors.com/upgrade. All right, you're going to get all the deal types, the entire USA, updated daily. There's no retail competition driving up prices. And these properties are not on Zillow. People are like, Ross, aren't all the properties on Zillow? Yes, kind of, but no. I'll show you that in a second. There's no agents adding listing fees when you're going after the off-market deals. And there's no rules or licensing required. You know, on the MLS, there are all these different rules. And who knows how many rules are going to start popping up, with all of this coronavirus stuff. That's not how things are done on the pre-MLS. It's like the gold rush in there, and you're going to have access to it. All right, so this is Zillow right here. You see this property address? 722 South 10th Street, Wilmington, North Carolina. What do you see when you look at this page? Really nothing, right? If you went to this page, you'd be like, all right, not much going on here. But inside Connected Investors, you see that it's shadow inventory, right? So you see some information here, and you can actually start to move forward on getting this deal. Zillow, nothing. Connected Investors, something. Zillow, nothing. Here's something. Zillow, nothing. Here's something. I just wanted to, for anyone who's new, right, I just wanted to show you that Zillow does not show you what you need to know about the properties. They cater to a very specific type of person, and it's not a real estate investor. That's why our valuations and our comps and our software and everything that you find inside Connected Investors is going to help you as a real estate investor, but it's invisible to all of the outsiders. So put on the PIN lens and see the money, see the opportunity that's out there. All right. You're also going to get a virtual mentor. This is your next step tech that walks you through each and every deal. You're going to get a hotline. The second you enroll in this program, you're going to get a phone call from Kaylee, Megan, Brittany, Doug, Devin, Junior. These are people that work at the Connected Investors headquarters that are going to walk you through all of this and make sure you're all set up so you know how to do all the things we've showed you, right? You're also going to be invited to a boot camp. We do these every single week, and we stay on the line until every single question is answered. All right? It's about an hour investment you need to make in the boot camp. And there's also the training course. This is going to take you about 3 hours to get through. So you have all the data. You just need a little bit of training. It's going to take you about 3 hours, and attend one boot camp, 4 hours. So do you have 4 hours? Yes. You've sat through, I don't know how long we've been going here. You sat through about an hour and a half already. So you have 4 hours here. If you're working from home, if you have a little extra time, if you're trying to figure out what to do in life, enroll in the system, talk to Brittany when she calls you up, right? Ask her, hey, how do I get on the boot camp? Make sure, it's right front and center. You'll get an email instantly when you sign up. We'll call you as well. It'll either be me or someone from our office, right? But make sure to get on the training. Make sure to get in the training. We're here for you, okay? The bonus package. You can see right at the website address on the screen. You get the contracts you need. Never, ever use sample contracts, by the way. It's a recipe for disaster. You get all the scripts, which include all of the direct mail software. You get access to all the buyers, the direct mail software, and you're going to get 2 logins, all right? So you and someone else can log into this software. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome, okay? And I strongly advocate, doing this with a spouse, doing this with a friend. Rather than getting together and talking about stuff you can't control, talk about some people you can help and some money you can make. All right, now this is really important. I want to go ahead and share this video with you. This is a really special investor who found PIN, started using it, hasn't even been to the US since she started using it, and is on her way to financial freedom. I'll let her tell you the story.
I'm a mother. I have 4 kids. And other than that, outside of, running them to sports and all their kind of stuff that they do, I do investing. So that's pretty much my life. I think we cleared just over 40,000. And I think that same week we actually got like 3 others under contract that are being rehabbed right now and should be on the market here shortly. I researched, every tool pretty much that was out there, and what we really liked with PIN is that it does multifamily, which is huge, and just all the data that you get with that tool. If you know how to siphon through that data and understand what you're reading, then it's so powerful. That's what we've been using and continue to find deals, all the time on it. That's how we've gotten our last couple deals that we have.
Is that something or what? A mother of 4 who flips houses from Canada in the US in her spare time and is doing phenomenally well. So this is just a testament to where you don't have to be at the property to do it. You don't have to do this just in your market if you don't like your market, right? You can go where the data says go here, and that's what you have inside of PIN. You can just search for the best deals, and you might find yourself in Atlanta. Great, here you go. Bam, here are the buyers, here are the sellers, here's the contact data, here's everything you need. There's no research necessary. It's point and click easy. This is easier than anything else you've ever done. You just have to do it, okay? And I didn't touch on this when I first mentioned enrolling, but here's everything you're getting. You're getting every deal type, 2 logins, the entire country, daily updates, so those deals will hit your inbox every single day, right? The notifications, premium support. Right. Every day when we sit down with our support, first thing I ask them is, what was our answer rate today? And we usually answer a little over 85% of the calls that come in. Like, we answer the phone. This is not going to a call center somewhere. We spend a tremendous amount of money in training our people and making sure we have the best people there to help you, which says a lot about the company, right? We want to make sure that you get all your questions answered, because a lot of things, the thing between you and getting started is just a few questions. The thing between you and doing a deal is just a few little questions, and we're here for you, okay? You're going to get access to private funding. We'll talk about all the integrations. Now, this is for the big guys out there, right, that already have systems and stuff set up, but I want you to know that this system will be there and grow with you. If you want the data to come out of PIN and go into, Zoho, a CRM, Investor Fuse, any of the other things you guys might use, texting system, email system, deal flow system, you can do it. There's no other software that I've ever seen that does that. So we have over 1,000 plugins. You get the webinar bonuses, the 20,000 free skip traces. That's like $100,000 a year in value there, by the way. The Next Step Tech, that's something that will be sold for $97 a month that you're going to get access to for free. So that's $1,000 value. The landlords and flippers, other people sell access to cash buyer lists, which are crap, $97 a month. The landlords and flippers are verified people that are buying investment properties. Cash buyers could be someone who inherited some money and bought a property cash. That's not what you're looking for, right? We'll talk about that in the next few slides. The contract software, that's about a $500 value. The scripts and letters, the courses and the boot camps, the direct mail software, and you're going to get all of the 4.1 upgrades, which is right around the corner. We're going to touch on some more things that are in 4.1 here shortly. So when you visit the website on the screen, there's also a phone number. Call us, chat us, right? Test us out. We're here. Okay? We're here for you. We're going to get you to the next step. Together, we're going to do this. Right? Again, if you're sitting at home, just watching the news, wondering if the company's going to bail you out, you're wasting your time. All the time you've spent watching the news, what has that done for you? Giving you fear, a little bit of worry, right? Something to talk to your friends about. Take all your news time and put it into here, get through the course, and start doing some deals. Okay. So the recession-proof 3-step business model. We talked about finding it. All right. I think I have done a phenomenal job helping you guys figure out how to find properties. Do you guys feel confident you can find properties? Are you excited about using the software? A lot of you are probably on the phone talking with our staff right now getting enrolled because you don't want to miss out on the bonuses. And again, there are more people on the webinar here than packages available. So make sure to get on there. And again, one of the reasons is these boot camps, we have to properly staff up for them, right? We can't have dozens and dozens more people show up than we're prepared for because we actually walk you through everything. So that's why there's strict limits here. I'd rather move slow and steady and have all of my users see success than pile a bunch of people in and no one can figure anything out. Okay, that's why you need to take action right now. Visit the website and the screen and make the investment. All right. When you go there, again, if you put your email address in, it will tell you if the package and the discount and the bonuses are still available. So finding it, you guys got that. Now, I'm actually going to skip funding it, and we're going to talk about flipping it next. Okay, we're going to come back to funding it, but right now I'm going to talk about flipping it. And let's move to the next step here. You guys having fun? Man, this is good stuff. I'm so happy to be able to help you guys during this time. Just everything we've done at Connected Investors has really built up to this moment right here in this time to help you grow during these uncertain times. So let's talk about flipping it, and you're going to see why I just said what I said here in just a second. There's it almost feels divine when you see what I'm going to show you here. So now the disposition, right? That's really just flipping it. Fancy word for flipping it. So we're going to talk about flipping it fast, getting top dollar. You never have to physically meet the buyer and never have to show the property. I'll never forget this. My first mentor, I met him at a REIA meeting, and it was Secrets of Local Real Estate Investors. And afterwards, I went up to him and I said, "Hey, John, I want to be a real estate investor. Do you think I should get my real estate license?" He said, "Well, do you want to show kitchens or do you want to make money?" I'm like, "I want to make money." He's like, "Well, then you don't need a realtor license." And he was right. That would have been a big distraction for me. So I just thought about that when it said, never have to show the property. That is not something I want to waste my time doing, going and opening doors, sitting in traffic, showing up for people who don't show up, right? Getting in a little car wreck on the way there, missing my kids, I don't know, recital or game, or just not being there when they get home because I'm driving across town trying to show someone a property. That's not what micro flipping is about. It's about being able to do it all right in your pocket. Yeah, your phone is everything you need. Pretty awesome. All right, so let's keep on moving here. This is really when the big dogs step in, and this is a guy I watch. I really admire him. I love that he still lives in the house he lives in. I watched his documentary not too long ago. But when I saw that Warren Buffett had more money set aside than he ever has in his life, I knew he was just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Now, they're going to jump in. They're going to jump in really hard and really fast. This is what they've been waiting for. I think Warren Buffett was quoted saying, "When there's blood in the streets, that's when you get in." The best type of buyer? No emotional attachments to the property. If someone cares about the color of the kitchen, you're talking to the wrong buyer. You can do several deals with. You want to build good relationships with these people. Have their financing in place. You want them to be verified. There's a lot of people who they pretend out there, motivated to close quickly. That's really what you're looking for. All right? Really what you're looking for is active landlords and active flippers. So for instance, the hedge fund manager that I interviewed earlier, who did 40,000 properties, he's a landlord. All right, he's buying and holding. Those are the type of people that you really want to be able to connect with. So how do I find the best buyers? Well, this is how others teach it. To network, reverse engineer the MLS, hold meetup groups, put out bandit signs, all this stuff. That's all wholesaling. You don't want to do any of that crap. I'm sorry, you don't have time for it. And you can't. You literally can't. Liana from Canada, she couldn't do any of that, and she's crushing at micro flipping. Here's how I find the best buyers. I log right into PIN. I'm in easy mode. And you see this right here? Let me circle it, and then I'll pull it up. My phone's been vibrating in my pocket. I can't look at the names, but congratulations. I'm really excited to have you on. So buyer data. There you go. So you're just going to look for the landlords and the flippers right there. And there you go. So when you tap that button and hit search, you'll see all the flippers. And what's super cool is you can see the profit that they've made. You can see this person had a spread of $53,000 on their deal. That's pretty cool, huh? So you can see all the flippers, and you can even see the profit that they're making on the property. And a lot of the flippers, you can see their contact data. So there you go. You can see exactly what they're buying, so you can figure out what they want. And it's in every market across the entire United States. This is how we've been doing it for a while here, and it's been working very, very well. But there's some top secret software in development, specifically for the banks that you're going to get access to. All right. Maybe you've heard the term buy box before. Now this is a 4.1 thing, right? So if you are a current Connected Investors member, you're going to want to visit connectedinvestors.com/upgrade and make sure to upgrade your account. Again, not costing you anymore. You're just prepaying for the next 12 months. So we know you're in. And then and you save money, actually. So you're going to save money. It's going to cost you less to have access to this. That's just how we treat our people. So again, this is 4.1. So this software is in development for the banks, to where banks can plug in to this software and their inventory, whether they're notes, which are the mortgages, or actual REO properties that they own, will automatically syndicate directly to verified high volume property buyers. I said a lot just to basically say this completely cuts out the need for a real estate agent. REO agents will be a thing of the past. The software plugs right in and bam, it goes right out. But you're going to be able to have access to this software as well. So not only will it go out to the Connected Investors buyers list, your deal will also go out to the verified buyers list. But what's super cool about this, and no one else has ever done this before, is you can see exactly what these people are looking for. And then basically it's like a shopping list, right? These are verified people that have closed hundreds and hundreds of properties. So I can tell you with a lot of certainty that if you bring them a property, they will close on it unless it's not a good deal. That's it. They are ready to gobble up every property you have. The hedge fund manager we had on the phone earlier is one of the people that are part of this. How many properties did he buy? 13,000? He's buying more, okay? You can tap a button, you can see everything about the person, and you can send them a property directly through here. Again, there he is. So these are buy orders. This is literally your shopping list. These are all verified buyers that have money buying in this market, in today's market. Your deals flow right into their hands. This is how the banks are going to be getting rid of all of their inventory. Once this whole coronavirus thing kind of plays its toll, they're going to be plugging right into the software, and they're going to be selling the properties out. This is a big deal right here, okay, guys? This basically creates instant liquidity to any deals you find. So you can imagine this. You look through these, you go through this software here. I'm going to go back a little bit. You say, okay, here's Compass Properties. This is what they're looking for. Then you jump right into PIN and you find it. You text the person, you get it under contract, you put it here, and then you sell the property instantly. That's micro flipping. That's micro flipping, okay? Wholesalers cannot do that. Wholesalers have to create all of the pipes, right? They have to go find all the buyers. And people are like, you want to be a wholesaler, you better build your buyers list. Go to the REIA meetings and collect business cards. Take those cards and put them in something called a Rolodex, and take those email addresses and put them in a list and manage your list. And make sure that your list is broken up by geographical areas, so when you have a property, you can send it to the right person. It's a lot of work. I mean, it's not a lot of work for the amount of money you make, but with microflipping, you just upload the property and it goes to those people. You don't have to manage lists. You don't have to build your buyer's list. It's done for you, okay? And this is going to be included. So you're going to want to visit the website address on the screen and make the investment here. You don't want to get locked out and not get the 4.1 upgrade, okay? You want to do this right now. Do this right now. Make the investment, okay? This is available in the 4.1 release that is happening this year, very shortly. So for those of you who enroll today, we're going to put your deals in front of the right buyers for you. Let me just show you how easy this is. My gosh, I had to stop for a second because, you saw the videos of me back in 2008, 2009. It was really hard, okay? Really hard for all this stuff. And it's so awesome to have played such a big role to bring this information to you, to help you get to the other side during these really tough times in the world right now. And when I show you what I'm about to show you and you see how easy it is, if you're brand new, you'll never understand how hard it used to be. You never had to go down to the courthouse. You never had to get a parking ticket when you were at the courthouse. Just sit there for hours copying down files. Like, you don't realize how revolutionary this is if you didn't do it the old way. The old school guys, just get with the times. Stop doing things the old way. Stop working off spreadsheets. All right? You're a dinosaur. You're going to be extinct soon. This market's going to knock you out if you don't do something. All right? Let me show you how easy it is. And you can't compete with someone that's doing this. You'll be wiped out. Wiped out, okay? Step 1, key in the address or take a picture. That's right. If you decide to go to the property, you can take a picture of it too. It was just one of those features I wanted to build in, so we built it in. You take a picture, you add the price. Then you just watch the offers roll in and you take the highest offer. And that's it. Seagulls on a French fry. That's what that is. Throwing some French fries to some really hungry, well-capitalized seagulls that have been on the sidelines waiting to swoop in. But they don't have the ability to go out and get properties. They don't know about PIN. They don't have the ability to get boots on the ground in all the markets across the United States. That's why they're coming to Connected Investors. That's why all of the private and hard money lenders came to us as well. And we facilitate $5 billion in funding over there. We make that connection. We're an aggregator. I want to play this video real quick because this gentleman, savvy investor, saw our crazy drone video that we shot and said, what are those guys doing over there? Right? And he jumped into the software and look what he did with it.
First contact before anyone else out there. You don't have to wait for mailers to go out. So what I did was I literally went back into PIN and within a very short period of time got like 12 or 13 deals all out of PIN. I put them back into Connected Investors to market those properties, which I usually don't always do that. And I just really forgot. Like I said, Connected Investors is your one-stop shop, guys. And I'm not just saying this. I mean, this is real. Sold that deal last week. The other 11 deals have all been sold as a bundle package.
Great job, Sean. Man, that guy really inspires me. He's making it happen. No excuses. And this guy right here, you might have heard it in his voice or seen it. You know, you could probably tell with his passion. He's done things the old way, and he knows how amazing this is. And yeah, thanks so much for sharing that story with us. So again, huge savings and free bonuses for those of you who jump on. And we just talked a little bit about the buyers. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and you're going to get the 4.1 upgrades here. Okay. And you're going to get all of the landlord and flippers right here. So you can go ahead and bam, the second you find those deals, you can go ahead and get them out to the people that you need to get them out to. And again, you also, if you're a savvy investor, you get the integrations, so you can completely and totally automate that. Connected Investors is just that central piece that has everything. We have all the buyers, we have all the sellers, we have all the lenders, we have all the education, all the contracts, everything you need right here. This is where you need to be investing your time. Whatever other apps you're using, stop using them. Start putting your time into this. You're going to be wiped out trying to go against someone who has access to this fast, fluid information, right? Go ahead and make the investment, jump in. We have a money back guarantee. You have absolutely nothing to lose. Don't worry about what other people are saying. Get in there and figure it out for yourself in this economy right now. You're uncomfortable for some reason, right? There's some reason that you're not quite where you want to be. Don't let whatever's held you back in the past hold you back now. It's a different landscape now. You are not living in the same world that you lived in just a short time ago. Here's our buddy Tim. He had a message. They wanted to buy a property. We just closed and it was that easy. I just found my second buyer on the site. Got to tell you guys, this site is really great. Tim, you've seen, yes, you can flip a property with a smartphone or a laptop with no employees, no office space, completely paperless from anywhere in the world. Yes, you can do this even if you never thought of yourself as a real estate investor, have very little startup capital and no past experience. Remember, past experience could be a bad thing in this world. All right? So if you're brand new, it's a really exciting time to build right now. It's possible to profit in just 2 to 4 weeks from home, just using your phone. All right, here's Robert. Completed over 40 transactions and profited over $440,000. I truly enjoy being an investor and I look forward to more growth. That guy's young. Again, real estate doesn't care about your age, your background, your demographic, where you came from, where you're going, what happened yesterday. You just got to get in there and do it. Now, here is Adam, and I love this guy. I have a full case study on Adam and on Sean and on all the other people that I've showed you. We have full case studies on exactly how they did what they did. Right? I'm going to share that all with you. As long as you sent me a text message, I'll make sure to get you that case study. But when I was interviewing Adam, he pulled up this binder and was all of the deals that he had done using PIN. Take a look at this. He did his first deal within 48 hours.
It was like the second day that I had PIN. When I went through it, I went ahead and did it was a vacant home search. And sure enough, I had about 10 or 12 pages. I was really amazed because you had contact information. That's always the hardest thing, finding the contact. Quite a few of those, so I went ahead and filtered those. And then when I exported them, I got just a list. It was about 10 pages long. So I printed it, an associate friend of mine, and I started calling. And midway down, I meet this gentleman answers. And that same day, he signed the contract. Well, actually, no, I take it back. He took the contract home, and he signed it the next day. And then after that, I sold 4 or 5 more properties. It was pretty incredible. I got on my closing. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. Deals that I sold on Connected Investors through PIN. There they are in the back.
That could be you. There's no reason that couldn't be you. Just visit the website address on the screen, make the investment, chat with us, give us a call. My phone's been vibrating like crazy. I'm sure that we're getting close to hitting our limit on all the bonuses. Now, if you put your name and email address in on that site, it will tell you if there's no more bonuses available, but you can still get the software. However, the bonuses will be gone 100%, and it will cost a lot more to have access to the software, right? So you want to make sure you take action right now. You won't get any of the training or any of the stuff that we mentioned, the bonuses. You can get in there and figure it out all on your own, and a lot of people do a good job at that. But if you want the bonuses, the skip tracing, the next step tech, all that stuff, which we'll touch base on here, you want to go ahead and visit the website and the address on the screen right now. I don't want you to be locked out, okay? And really, this fits in perfectly with your life and what's happening right now. You can do this in your spare time. And that's what I love about real estate. It puts big lumps of cash in your pocket. I remember when I bought my first car as a real estate investor, I had a very, very high interest rate because I didn't have a job, right? And I told the guy, no worries. I said, every now and then I get big lumps of cash. I'll pay it off in the next 2 months. He's like, I wish I got big lumps of cash. I'm like, well, you should invest in real estate. And I did. Shortly after that, I bought my dream home. That was actually a probate investment property found right inside PIN and paid it off with cash. And just when you get lumps of cash, you can do whatever you want to with it. You can find properties to flip for big, big checks, rent, or even live in, right? Like I did. So it's up to you. Once you have this software and you understand this trade, people, it's funny because people that, work at a clothing store get clothing cheap, right? They're always walking around looking good in their clothes. People who work real estate get real estate cheap and all the fun stuff that comes with that, all the tax benefits. So that's why real estate's the millionaire maker. It's almost hard not to become a millionaire in real estate, especially when you're getting in this market right here, where we're gonna have a lot of upside. It's a step toward financial freedom, and that's really what I want you to really push toward. I remember whenever I paid off my house, I got back from the bank, and I showed my wife our mortgage note, and I literally just ripped it, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I told her that I paid off the house, and I'll never forget the look in her eyes. She just felt so safe. Isn't that what you really want to have? Right? Safety, right? She felt so safe. She looked around the house and just thought, like, I actually own this. This is my house. It was a house that we found together through the deal sources that we have in PIN. We purchased and then we paid off shortly after. And I want you to have the same type of moment with your spouse, to where they just look at you and they say, "I'm so proud of you. You made a good decision." It's just one of those moments that define a life, right? And it's really recession proof here. That's the most important thing. Whether it's up, down, left, or right, When you're micro flipping, you're not going to get stuck with any properties. When you are renting out properties, you're buying for the cash flow. You already know what the cash flow is going to be, and people are always going to need housing. With everything that's happening in the life, all these economic anomalies right now, this is the place to be. It's simple and proven, right? There's a lot of different ways you can make money out there, but there's nothing more proven than real estate. And real estate got really simple once we implemented PIN. It was very, very hard prior to PIN. Okay? So again, guys, when you visit the website in the screen, you're going to get PIN V4 and the 4.1 upgrade, every deal type, 2 logins, so you and a spouse, or you and a friend, or you and your brother, or you and your sister, or you and your dad, or you and your buddy from high school can go in there and do this together. Don't think about how much things are going to cost you. Think about how much they are going to make you. If you can't, this is actually the first test, which is pretty cool, because when just one deal completely covers the investment that you're making in this for years and years and years to come, the only reason you're not doing it, you're worried too much about the cost. You're getting absolutely everything you need. Everything you need right here, right now, at the right time. At the right time. So let's talk about funding. So I know you're going to be able to micro flip properties and make some money, but for those of you who want to fix and flip, or you want to buy and hold, would it help if you had a pile of other people's money to buy real estate? Yeah, it sure would. It sure would. Well, investment property funding. What won't work? The bank or your own cash? Doesn't scale. Banks are too slow. They don't understand you. The banks suck, right? Your own cash, no matter how much money you have, don't use your own, right? Not in this market. What does work? Hard money lenders, private money lenders, and partners, right? That's what works in today's market. So here are the 37 steps to getting any investment property funded and how to negotiate the best terms. I used to have to teach this stuff. I wrote the book on it. Before PIN, it was a good old boys network to get funding, filled with fraud, right? Even if you're talking to a real lender, you have to beg and you overpay for money. Now, with PIN, you press 15 buttons, all real private lenders, no brokers, marking up the price. You get to choose your partner and make money. It's really that easy. Again, we're a consolidator and a verifier. We consolidate and verify data. We consolidate and verify buyers. We consolidate and verify private lenders. This way, when you press a button, you're talking to the right person that's ready, willing, and able to take action. A lot of you have probably seen this. But guess what? Some huge upgrades have recently come out that I know you haven't seen. All right? And this is behind closed doors. So basically, here's how it works. Pretty much just like shopping for a flight. Tell us where you want to go. Here are your options. Choose your own adventure, right? You shop and compare private lenders. People spend so much time. They'll spend like an hour reading reviews on like blenders, but there's nowhere to read reviews on lenders, or no way to find a real lender, right? And you're spending tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars with the person. So this is it. This is the private lending side we're going to make sure all of you are set up with. And that's why we're here, to grow this side of our business. That's why we're giving you access to PIN V4 and 4.1 at a huge, huge discount, because we want to help you get the funding. What we have right here that you haven't seen is now you can finally see all the private lenders on a map, and you can tap a button and start talking directly with them. These are all verified lenders. Okay? Before, you filled out a form and we matched you up. Now you can see all the lenders and connect that way as well. So this is a huge update to the way that we provide funding, transparencies, reviews, and everything when it comes to getting funding. So then you're gonna have full and complete access to this when you invest in this program right now. There are lenders that are waiting to give you all of the money you need for all of your investments properties. All right. And there's a lot of lenders that just don't lend anymore because of what's happening in the economy. They were borrowing their money from these warehouse lines that don't exist anymore, and they're out of business. But there are tons of lenders that are doubling down and going in, and we know all of them, and we're going to point you in the right direction. I just pulled this up literally moments before we got in the webinar. These are all the people that we've got funded recently. So this is what's happening inside our funding portal, right now as we speak. Millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. $5 billion a month goes through that portal. So we're going to make sure you have access to that. This way, funding is never an excuse. And again, remember, the real estate investment lenders, they don't care about your credit, right? We're going to give you access to the private funding, and our premium support will help walk you through it. So now think of this. You can easily find a deal. If it's a great deal, you can get it funded and you can rent it out and start having that cash flow coming in, right? If it's a deal that you're not interested in holding for one reason or another, then it's simple enough. You can upload it to the landlord and flippers and instantly liquidate on it. It's that easy. It's that fast. And you can make a lot of cash right now in this market. Visit the website address on the screen and make the investment, and you'll be good to go. We'll be talking to you on the boot camp. Brittany or Kaylee or Megan from our office will be on the phone with you within usually 24 to 48 hours. We'll call you up right away. It's nothing we do is automated once we're getting you on board. We're really trying to connect with you. We're really trying to help you out. We're dialing your phone number, helping you get to that next step, because we know just how important it is to keep the momentum going with you, to keep the momentum going. And again, if you visit the page and you key in your info, you're going to lose, and we've hit our max, you're going to lose all of these bonuses. Okay? So you can still purchase this at any time. It'll be a little more expensive, but you'll lose all your bonuses. You won't have the skip traces. You'll have to pay for those. You won't have Next Step Tech. That will cost you $97 a month. You won't have the buyers, so you have to build your own buyers list. You have to get your own contracts, create your own scripts. You won't be able to attend the boot camps because, again, we need to know how many people are going to be there so we can staff up properly. You won't get the direct mail software, and you won't get the upgrades. So I just want to make sure I'm being really clear on that, because we're getting pretty far along in this webinar, and I know a lot of people have purchased. It might be down now, so make sure to visit the website address on the screen and go ahead and jump in. And again, there is the ability to call us, and we do have payment plans available as well, if for some reason you need to break it up, right? So, team, we've been through this. This is great. This is fantastic. You know how you're going to find the property. You know exactly how you're going to fund the property. You know how you're going to flip the property. And you have all of the data pointing you in the right direction. You know exactly who's going to buy your property. You can see exactly how much to offer. You can do all sorts of crazy searches just to find the exact types of properties that you're looking for, right? You have the help you need. You have the software that will get you there. And you have the perfect market conditions to make it happen right now, to become a recession millionaire. It's all laid out for you right here. Visit the website address on the screen and you'll be up and running before you know it. So again, this is when the real money is made. You have the ability to help a lot of people out there and profit faster than any time in history by riding these three waves created by the current economic anomalies. Remember, more millionaires are made in real estate than any other industry. More millionaires are made during times of uncertainty. And technology and real estate have collided to finally make this a reality. Real estate has been so broken and fragmented for so long. Not anymore. Pins brought it all together, and you've seen that firsthand. I'm going to go ahead and send you guys all the case studies just like I promised, and everything else that we talked about on the line here. There's two web addresses on the screen right here. One is for those that have PIN already and want all the 4.1 upgrades. And the other is for someone who's brand new, and you're going to get all of the 4.1 upgrades. All right. So what I wanted to do here before we jump off the line is I saved the best for last. This is Mary, and I'm going to let her tell you a little story about her experience.
Everyone said you can't succeed. You're not going to succeed. In fact, too many naysayers. So it has been parents, siblings, neighbors, friends. Okay, you go on, you look in your neighborhoods where you wanted to be, find it, and then since it was in my backyard, I literally went over and looked at it. So bought it for $5,700 and sold it for $22,900. I mean, it was so much fun running to the bank and saying, woohoo!
I love that. You know, she said, woohoo, I'm going to the bank, right? Now, What Mary doesn't know is you don't even have to go to the bank when you get a deal closed. You can have it all direct deposited. But if you want to make that drive to the bank, you totally can. And, and I talked to Mary, and she told me about just her family just was not, and she said it was okay if I shared this with you. Her family said she couldn't do it. There were all these naysayers, a lot of people saying, no, you can't do it. And I'm so happy that Mary is able to do this. She has a unique family situation and has a lot of people that rely on her. And now she's able to use our software, use our teaching to get out there and really make it happen for her and the people that she loves. Which is really what it's all about here. So you made it to this call for a reason. I'm really excited you're here. And I'm just talking real with you because I want you to succeed. I want you to look back at this moment to say, that's when I finally did it. The coronavirus was horrible, but it woke me up. It woke me up, and I did something I've never done before, or I made an investment and I worked it. I mean, if this isn't your plan, what is your plan? Is your plan to work until you die? Right? I'm just asking you the question. I spend a lot of time journaling, sitting down with my coaches, asking myself these tough questions all the time. What does it look like if I keep doing exactly what I'm doing times 5 years? It doesn't look good. What does it look like if you keep doing what you're doing? And now you have to throw in all this economic uncertainty. Does anyone know who this gentleman is? This is Franklin D. Roosevelt. He's the one that enacted Social Security, right? And most people that are 45 or older, if you keep going on your current track, you will not have the assets able to retire. Plain and simple. Social Security is not going to do it for you. Baby boomers grew up with the idea that pension and Social Security would be their safety net. That does not exist. There's no such thing as a safety net. Things have changed big time. Big time. There's wild swings in the stock market. You might have lost millions of dollars last week. Huge scandals that rigged the system. You have to get your money in something you have control over. Here's a fact. Listen, if it's going to take you around $1.2 million to retire, how close are you to that? The rule of thumb is whatever you made your best year times 12. That's what it's going to take to retire. If you don't get sick, that's how much you need. How close are you to getting there? Decisions you make today could be the difference between you eating dog food or caviar in your golden years. It's just, you have to have a plan in place. Don't wait until it's too late to start implementing some of the stuff that we've talked about here. Build up that rental portfolio and have all of this residual income coming in, right? Jobs are disappearing. It's getting harder and harder and harder. Guys, thank you so very much for spending your most valuable asset with me, your time. Again, you're sitting at home, watching the news, trying to figure out what to do. Stop watching the news. Visit the website address on the screen. Make the investment. Again, the training, you got about 4 hours of total training. That's what it takes, okay? 4 hours of training. You can get through this. We're giving you 2 logins, so or 2 people can access your account. This way, you and a friend can get in there and make this happen. I'm so very excited for everyone who has jumped on already. This was an improv webinar here. I didn't have my normal time to prepare like I normally would, but I wanted to bring you all of the stats, teach you about the different economic forces that are at play, and show you how real estate is the best place to be. Money is flooding into safe, real investments that can be touched. And that's what real estate is. Huge opportunities to quick flip, to buy and hold, and fix and flip as long as you're buying at the right price. So for everyone who's already a member, congratulations. I'll see you on the inside. And for everyone else, I hope you learned something here. And I really hope that you make the investment right now. Our team might be calling you to follow up with you to help you get involved, a payment plan, break it up, answer any of your questions. And make sure that you have all the information you need to make an informed decision. Again, we have a money-back guarantee. You can get in there, give it a shot, give it a ride. If it's not for you, it's fine. If it is for you, we're gonna stand by you all the way through this. Okay? I look forward to seeing you guys on the inside. Bye-bye.